None of that Illuminati. We ain't know none of that. Oh, Lil Baby.
A little bit. There's a new video. I don't know if it's.
They was on the jet.
They was on the jet, and old boy was like, "Oh, there's gonna be some more drunk hugs." Lil Baby, he had the cover on it. Lil Baby's going viral right now. Have you seen those pictures of him getting hugged up and manipulated? They say they was taking advantage of him at the Illuminati party. A gangster.
The whispers started bubbling online, and they weren't light ones. Some legendary rappers were straight mocking him. Was Lil Baby paying some kind of spiritual price for stardom? It all kicked off with a fiery call-out on April 10th, 2024, when Kodak Black publicly clowned Lil Baby and NBA YoungBoy for rocking nail polish. By late 2025, the talk got way darker. Posts began surfacing, accusing Atlanta's chart-topping star of selling his soul just to rock it to the top. Some even went as far as questioning his sexuality. TikTok conspiracies and wild Instagram captions pushed the idea non-stop. And suddenly it wasn't just gossip. It was folklore spreading like a wildfire the internet couldn't get enough of.
None of that Illuminati. We ain't know none of that. Oh, Lil Baby.
Back in April 2024, during a live stream, Kodak Black had already thrown gasoline on the fire. He went directly at Lil Baby for wearing nail polish, calling it part of the Illuminati paint your nails look. Outlets like All Hip Hop and Hip Hop DX quickly picked it up, making sure the shots landed loud. Social media didn't hesitate, it lit up instantly. The detail might have seemed small to some, but in hip hop, appearance is everything. And Kodak knew exactly how to make it sting, turning Lil Baby's fashion choice, specifically his comfort with wearing nail polish, into a symbol of something much bigger. Kodak's words weren't just casual shade, they were loaded. Calling Lil Baby soft wasn't harmless at all. It was a shot at his authenticity, his masculinity, and the way he presents himself to the culture. Within minutes, fans had clipped the live stream and blasted it everywhere. Instagram reels, TikTok duets, YouTube reactions. Everybody was breaking it down, frame by frame. The comment sections turned into straight-up battlefields. Some fans laughed it off, saying it was just Kodak being Kodak, raw, uncensored, unpredictable. But critics weren't laughing. They saw it as crossing a line, especially at a time when rappers experimenting with style was more visible than ever. And caught in the middle was a whole other group debating whether this moment was shaking hip-hop's unspoken rules about masculinity.
But a picture with a man being sandwiched in between two other men with their actual body parts connected to your body, you take it for what you want to take it for.
The timing made it even more brutal. Just 2 weeks earlier, Lil Baby had already been swatting away rumors about painting his nails. He even jumped on his IG story, insisting blogs and YouTubers were twisting images just for clout. So by the time Kodak let his rant fly, it didn't feel like random trolling. It felt like gasoline dumped on a fire that was already burning. Hip-hop outlets like XXL, Up Rocks, and All Hip Hop covered the drama in real time. And All Hip Hop even noted Kodak dragged NBA YoungBoy into the same heat. That's when YoungBoy turned the tables, trolling right back by flaunting his own painted nails on video for the world to see. At this point, it wasn't just about fashion anymore. Kodak had thrown down a culture check, a public test of authenticity in a game where shots like that never just fade away. The whole rap world was watching, waiting to see if Lil Baby would clap back with bars, brush it off, or handle the smoke behind the scenes. Then, only days after Kodak's IG rant, the internet exploded over a single picture. Lil Baby popped up at an extravagant after-party hosted by Sean Diddy Combs during Coachella weekend.
Get in the middle, man.
How you feel? How you feel?
That's how you feel. You got
The vibes were undeniable. Soft lighting, luxe decor, and a guest list stacked with industry power players. To some, it looked like nothing more than a superstar enjoying the good life. But to others, that snapshot was a symbol. It captured his shift from the block to rubbing shoulders with global moguls, all in one frame. When Daily Loud posted the image on Instagram and X picked it up, the ripple effect was instant. Fans zoomed in on every detail. The designer shades, the pricey champagne, and most of all, the easy comfort between Lil Baby and Diddy. That comfort became the story. People started asking, how did Baby leap from corner hustles to VIP tables with billionaires so fast? That's when critics leaned in heavy, reviving one of hip-hop's oldest whispers. The theory that hidden forces pull the strings behind sudden fame. Under Daily Loud's post, the comments turned wild. Jokes, accusations, and coded talk about industry deals. One user even typed, Illuminati Brunch Part 2, while others went darker, hinting that maybe Baby hadn't just traded his image, but his soul for this kind of access. Suddenly, what looked like a party pic morphed into something bigger. In hip-hop's secret language, photos like this aren't just snapshots, they're signals, and this one sent the internet into overdrive. Overnight, that single image turned into a cultural Rorschach test. Everyone saw something different, debated it, twisted it into whatever story fit their narrative. Suddenly, Lil Baby's Coachella moment wasn't about music anymore, it was about meaning. And of course, 50 Cent couldn't stay quiet. He's never been subtle when money, reputation, and cultural power are on the line. He reacted to another viral photo, this time of Lil Baby spotted at Michael Rubin's party, dropping commentary on Baby's look and slyly hinting at deeper issues. He even compared the vibes to a Diddy-style bash. The photo, snapped on a yacht with Rubin and other elites, became fuel for 50's pointed remark.
The white party would be there, and then they have Lil Baby like in a sandwich. Like they're hugging him from the front and the back and stuff. And I'm like, yo, get off of him. That's my favorite new artist.
Something big changed post-event. That cryptic comment sent speculation flying about what really went down behind closed doors. But 50 didn't stop there. He zoomed in on Lil Baby's own bombshell confession from April 2024, when Baby admitted to losing a jaw-dropping $8 million in a single day gambling.
What's the most you ever lost gambling at once?
$8 million.
Okay.
1 day.
How long?
Like 1 day, like probably like 40 hours.
Yeah.
40 hours straight. I lost like 8 million.
That's not
9 million.
That's not.
The number alone had jaws dropping, but in hip-hop, where financial wins are tied to credibility, the loss hit way harder. It was the kind of money that could flip an entire neighborhood upside down, gone in a flash. 50 quickly snatched the interview clip and threw it on Instagram. Blunt as ever, he called the loss straight up crazy, with a caption that dripped disbelief mixed with that big brother checking you energy. Outlets like People picked up on his raw tone, while Hip Hop DX framed it as a cultural wake-up call. This wasn't just shade, 50 was sending a message. Realness isn't just about your come-up. It's about how you handle the empire once you've built it. Losing $8 million in a single day. Yeah, that move shocked everyone, even 50 Cent, who called it reckless. But down in Houston, Southern rap legend Slim Thug chimed in with a whole different critique. On YouTube, he pulled up viral pics of Lil Baby and even Young Jock. One dressed in sleek high-fashion tailoring, the other rocking an outfit that screamed flamboyant meme bait. Slim's takeaway: those fits look less like street heat and more like internet bait. His point cut deep. Image matters, but only if it still carries the grit the streets respect. In his eyes, style and hip-hop ain't about curated looks for clicks, it's about authenticity, earned the hard way. When you put Slim's words next to 50's, the message got loud. 50 was warning about smart money moves and accountability, while Slim pressed on cultural resonance and respect from the streets. Together, their critiques sparked something bigger than outfits or gambling habits. They lit up an age-old debate. What does authenticity in hip-hop really look like now? Some even framed it as a brewing generational standoff over the culture's image. And while legends debated, TikTok ran wild. In the days after Baby's stumbles, the platform blew up with click-chasing provocateurs. Titles screamed, "Lil Baby sold his soul," or "Why is Lil Baby gay?"
Was the man of the house.
Right.
So when I went to prison from doing what I wanted to do, driving the cars I wanted to drive, I had 2-3 condos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 6 figures. Like, so it was a whole different feeling.
How old was you?
18.
Headlines built for shock, not truth. These videos thrived on flashy edits, wild voiceovers, and conspiracy-flavored speculation, crafted for virality, not clarity. Meanwhile, Reddit turned into its own battlefield. Over on r/rap, one user pushed back against the chaos, sarcastically writing, "What do you mean selling your soul? Is this some kind of wacky religious conspiracy, or just a metaphor?" Threads kept spiraling from there, torn between mockery, genuine confusion, and flat-out debate. Some fans brushed off the whole "sold his soul" trope, calling it nothing more than modern-day folklore. But others leaned all the way in, using that phrase as shorthand for a rise they felt was too fast, too polished, too unreal to explain any other way. TikTok and Reddit weren't just talking about Lil Baby. They were bending his story, refracting it through exaggeration until the myth became part of the narrative itself. On TikTok, the sensationalism thrived on mystery, fast cuts, spooky music, and captions that left just enough doubt to fuel imagination. Reddit, on the other hand, layered that same ambiguity with skepticism, irony, and heavy doses of cynicism. What started as one blurry image or a clickbait headline twisted into a cultural mirror, each platform offering its own version of truth, myth, and speculation. But behind all the whispers and viral accusations stood Dominique Armani Jones, the kid from Oakland City, Atlanta, who never even planned to rap. Born December 3rd, 1994, Lil Baby grew up in a single-parent home after his father left when he was just 2. The Southwest Side shaped him early, where hustling felt like survival, not ambition. By 2014, at only 19, he was sentenced to 2 years in prison on drug charges, including intent to sell. That sentence flipped everything. When he came home in 2016, Atlanta's rap circle, especially Young Thug and quality control bosses Coach K and P, pushed him hard to swap the block for the booth. By April 2017, he dropped his debut mixtape, Perfect Timing, making it clear QC had its next star. A year later came harder than ever with the smash Yes Indeed featuring Drake, shooting to number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. His momentum only grew with the Gunna collab Drip Too Hard, cementing him as one of hip-hop's fastest rising names. Lil Baby didn't just stack plaques, he made history. A Grammy nomination, a quadruple platinum plaque from the RIAA, and then came My Turn in 2020, the project that locked in his superstar status. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, became the most consumed album of the year, and gave fans anthems like We Paid and Emotionally Scarred. But Baby also flipped the spotlight toward activism, dropping The Bigger Picture in the middle of the George Floyd protests. That track debuted at number 3 on the Hot 100, earned 2 Grammy nominations, and proved he could speak for the culture while still running the charts. From a prison cell to international tours, that rise wasn't luck, it was reinvention. Mentorship, non-stop work, and smart collaborations fueled the climb. Not some secret overnight miracle like the conspiracy folks want to believe. The receipts are clear. His success was built step by step. After his 2016 prison stint, Baby came home with a new mission. Just a year later, in April 2017, he dropped his breakout mixtape, Perfect Timing, with quality control, pulling in features from Young Thug and Lil Yachty. That wasn't randomness, that was strategy. From there, the momentum never slowed. By February 2020, his second studio album, My Turn, was dominating the charts, debuting at number 1 and eventually going quadruple platinum. Inside that project sat The Bigger Picture, a socially charged anthem that shook the industry and reminded critics his pen could hit deeper than club bangers. And by 2022, the release of his Amazon documentary, Untrapped, the story of Lil Baby, gave fans the most raw, intimate look yet at how the kid from Southwest Atlanta transformed into one of rap's most powerful voices. Premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival, Untrapped pulled back the curtain with never-before-seen childhood clips, raw studio sessions, and unfiltered interviews. The film laid out Lil Baby's reluctant but decisive shift from hustler to global star, spotlighting how mentors like Young Thug, Gunna, and Drake, plus the business muscle of quality control bosses Pierre P. Thomas and Kevin Coach K. Lee, paved his path. Across its runtime, Untrapped crushed the idea of occult shortcuts. It showed an artist who didn't stumble into fame through shady deals, but climbed there through mentorship, opportunity, and relentless grind. And here's the truth. There's zero verified evidence, no recordings, no credible witnesses, no documents tying Lil Baby to any soul-selling conspiracies. What we do have, rumors, viral snapshots, and click-chasing videos. Stories stitched from whispers, not proof. The real facts point to a steady grind, smart alliances, and raw discipline. Not shadowy forces pulling strings. But here's where it gets complicated. Hip-hop's image of masculinity has long been built on toughness, aggression, and lived authenticity. Words had to be backed with action. And even small deviations, like painted nails, were seen as symbolic betrayals of that credibility. Yet today's generation is pushing back hard. Fashion isn't just decoration anymore, it's identity in motion. As the documentary The Remix Hip Hop X Fashion showed, style is deeply connected to race, gender, and class. Designers like Misa Hilton and April Walker carved lanes by using fashion to reframe and reclaim Black identity in a culture that tried to box it in. And if you roll the clock back further, the documentary Fresh Dressed breaks it down. Fashion in hip-hop has always been resistance. From the Bronx in the 1970s, it was a language of power, ambition, and defiance stitched into every outfit. In the face of poverty and systemic neglect, street gangs once turned custom fashion into armor, loud, aggressive signals of defiance and identity. Today's tension isn't about colors, it's about what those choices symbolize. So when Kodak Black went at Lil Baby's manicure, it wasn't some harmless fashion critique, it was a shot at legitimacy in rap's code. Being branded soft or punk in this culture can hit harder than a diss track. It can erase credibility overnight. That's why speculation keeps circling. Did Lil Baby's access come from pure grind, or was there some kind of exchange? Was his rise earned or traded behind backstage doors? In this space between fashion and authenticity, rumors of occult shortcuts thrive, turning image from style into accusation. Because in hip-hop, clothes have never been just fabric, they're cultural syntax, history stitched into every fit, and sometimes even a dividing line between who belongs and who's seen as betraying the code. Lil Baby's ascent hasn't just been a music story, it's become a case study in how today's rumor economy feeds itself in real time. Fame is currency now, but so are controversies, conspiracies, and shadow narratives. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and even X, formerly Twitter, have transformed wild claims into micro-industries, with creators racking up views and ad dollars by packaging intrigue. For Lil Baby, that meant as his star rose, so did a parallel story running beside it. One less about his verses and more about speculation on what it really cost to get to the top. By the late 2000s and 10s, his music was charting heavy, and his collabs with Drake, Gunna, and Young Thug were everywhere. But even as the accolades piled up, so did the hum of conspiracy content. The old "sold his soul" trope got dusted off, recycled, and slapped onto his name. Like success for a young black artist still had to be explained by anything but skill. Strategy and opportunity collided, and the algorithm ate it up. Suddenly, videos with titles like Lil Baby's Dark Industry Secrets or How Lil Baby Really Got Famous were popping up in recommended feeds, complete with creepy thumbnails, red glowing eyes, ominous lighting, and photoshopped images meant to spark suspicion. These weren't documentaries or deep investigations, they were clout plays by creators chasing clicks, where the hook mattered way more than the truth. And economically, it was a gold rush. A clip hinting at occult ties or industry sacrifices could rack up hundreds of thousands of views in days, especially if dropped around a big award show, a Billboard milestone, or even a viral outfit. Those clicks turned into cash, TikTok payouts, YouTube ad splits, and boosted traffic for conspiracy channels looking to farm the intrigue. In this twisted cycle, Lil Baby's name stopped being just a rap brand. It became a keyword to monetize. The rumor mill thrived on repetition. Proof wasn't needed, just a new spin. One day, the focus was his collaborators. The next, it was a manicure and a random photo, then a lyric twisted through some symbolic lens. Each remix gave the algorithm fresh fuel, pushing the same storylines back onto timelines, whether fans believed them or not. This wasn't journalism. It was speculation as a service, and Lil Baby was both the unwilling subject and the gasoline keeping it burning. What made it more potent was how fans themselves played into it. Some tried debunking, others stirred the pot, but both sides kept the content alive. The more the debates raged in comment sections, the more platforms flagged it as hot and shoved it back in front of millions. Even defending Baby only fed the machine. Social media doesn't reward neutrality. It thrives on polarity. And layered over all this was a generational divide. Older hip-hop heads who remembered the gatekeeping of the 90s and early 2000s looked at Baby's fast rise with suspicion, often framing it as proof the new era was watered down compared to the grind they grew up watching. Younger fans raised in the viral era didn't treat conspiracies like truth. They treated them like content. Memes to remix, trends to hop on, drama to circulate just for the laughs. For them, the rumors didn't have to be believed to be worth spreading. The act of sharing was the entertainment. By the time mainstream interviews finally addressed the chatter head on, the rumor economy had already cashed out. Even Lil Baby's denials, or when he went silent, only added fuel. Silence became mystery, and mystery was monetizable. The fact that no evidence ever surfaced to back up the sold his soul claims didn't stop anything. If anything, the lack of proof became part of the storyline. In this world, absence of evidence isn't the end. It's a new chapter to spin. That's why Lil Baby's saga isn't just about one artist navigating fame, it's about a digital ecosystem where attention is the real currency and truth is up for grabs. In the rumor economy, the product isn't just music, and it's not even the gossip itself, it's engagement. And as long as his name pulls clicks, that machine will never stop, whether he claps back or stays silent. So what do you think? Are these conspiracies just entertainment or something deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you on the next one.